All right, so welcome to Intuitive You on Oneness Talk Radio, and just so happy to be with you today, wherever, like morning, afternoon, evening, it's always different time zones, but it's just super fun to connect from that place of love. And today, the topic is why even follow your intuition, right? Like, I have a whole show and business about it. Like, why do I even preach follow it, right? And so I will tell you from my own personal experience and coaching men, women, and children around the world, the way to success truly is following your intuition. And why? Your intuition is that innate knowing, it's the part of you that's connected to truth. So, when you're connected to truth within you, you actually have access to the universal wisdom, right? To infinite knowledge. And so, the first step is really to calibrate your body to the feeling of truth so you know what it is. And then you can start moving in alignment with it. One of the really powerful techniques that I'm going to show you in just a couple minutes here that's helped both myself and clients is it really gives you the ability to heal whatever is maybe going on in your body and also to create. So last night I was just thinking there was probably about three students that I worked with who actually had doctors come to them saying they couldn't walk anymore, they wouldn't be able to see. And there was one other one, I can't think of who it was now. And basically, when we activated their intuition and the truth and the wisdom within them, they were able to overcome what somebody told them to actually realize that they had the power within them to decide and to create health. And they were able to walk and to see. And for some reason, I'm forgetting the other one. But the point is, when you access that truth and that wisdom within you, you're able to completely heal and transform. So let's go ahead and connect to that now. So when I say intuition, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So go ahead and close your eyes if you're in a comfortable place to do so. Bring your awareness into your heart. You might even want to bring your hands to your heart center and even just take a moment to bow your head to your heart. And as you start to feel through your heart, you're going to actually feel vibrations. You're going to feel energy. So, this is beyond words. It's what I refer to as the universal language of love. And so, as you feel that, you'll feel frequencies. You could feel love. You could also feel fear. You could feel deceit if somebody's hiding something. Um, you can feel pretty much any vibration, and it's a feeling tone. So just start to notice what you feel within your own heart and then the space around you. So really start to feel it, feel the energy of it. Just taking a deep breath in and starting to connect in with what you already know, knowing that the wisdom is within you. And I founded the intuitive success coaching process on that the answers are within you. So you can stop searching or seeking, for something when you realize it's already home within you. So the next step to connect to the center point of truth is to imagine that there is a tunnel of love. So there's a tunnel, it's like a spiral going all the way down from your heart and then moving into your gut 2 inches below your belly button, right to the center point of your knowing. And your knowing is that feeling of truth, right? So somebody could come up to you and say something mean or maybe nice, right? And you would know if it's true or not because you would feel the resonance in your gut, right? So go ahead and just feel into that area in your body, a couple inches below your belly button, right to that gut feeling as you connect with that knowingness. And that knowing of truth within you is what we're going to use today. And I'm going to invite you to tune into really as your compass and your guide, right? Because you really build self trust from this place, right? So when I was 19, I had, probably clients are 3 times my age, and they're like, hey, what's your education? All this, and kind of questioning me. But I didn't question me because I knew the truth within me. And I said, hey, come in and have a session. We'll talk about it. This is what it costs. And they did. So when you have that confidence from your core, there's really nothing that anybody can do to sway you because you're solid, right? And it's not like an inflation confidence that's kind of superficial. It's a very solid knowing. Okay. And so it also can guide us back to the truth within ourselves. So I know for me and other people I work with, um, sometimes we believe things or we're taught to believe things or somebody says something that isn't true about us, right? So let's move into if there's any area or thought you've ever believed about yourself that's negative and maybe doesn't feel good, but you keep believing it. So, one of the things that I teach in the certification program is feeling good is feeling God. So, most likely, if you're believing something that is making you feel bad, it's probably not true, right? So, this sounds really bad to say, but I'm going to say it because you'll feel the dissonance of it. So, if I was to say, I'm really stupid, right? You feel like, ooh, like that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel like it's in alignment with truth. It doesn't resonate to my gut, right? So, that's just an example of something that we could potentially tell ourselves that wouldn't be in alignment. So, what's really cool is if you go really, really deep, and this is really my specialty with the sessions I do, is we have these unconscious beliefs. Subconscious beliefs, it may sound like, oh, of course I'm not stupid, right? Consciously, you're saying that to yourself. But the subconscious ones are the ones that really can get us because these are things that usually have happened to us in the past. And I think I've mentioned this before where we have a thought that's connected with an emotion that feels really bad, and then a belief is stored in the body, right? And I call those blocks. So when those blocks are there, we start believing these things subconsciously about ourselves that aren't true. So our intuition gets activated, just like I just helped you activate it. So the life force energy starts to come up, right? So this is the first part of the process where we activate all of the chakras. So your life force is flowing, right? And then you like hit a block and you're like, whew, what is that? Like the energy is not flowing anymore. And it's because that's where the energetic blockage is. And there's some subconscious belief that is literally blocking the life force, blocking your natural state of well being, right? Because all of our natural state of well-being. And I really invite you, if you haven't yet, to go to lifeforceconnection.com under classes in the Intuitive Success Club, or you can actually just go to the intuitivesuccessclub.com. We have that up now because you'll see all the different chakras. And when you actually start learning about and aligning those, you naturally will feel good. And so your highest potential and success is inevitable, right? Because you're in alignment. So the second part is those blocks, right? But when we have them, we want to clear them. So what I do and help teach you to do is go in and actually reprogram those subconscious beliefs to actually be positive beliefs that support you. So, for example, with the I am stupid exercise, again, consciously you might just, oh, whatever. But it's when they're subconsciously in there, it stops, right? But what we do is we go in and we shift it to a positive. So, for now, we can just do it to just release the energy. So, we can go to the opposite of it. So, the opposite would be, I'm smart, right? Instantly, I feel a gut yes, right? And you probably do too, right? It's in alignment, it flows, right? And that thought, that positive thought, is connected with a positive feeling, right? It feels good. So then you have a new belief and the life force energy flows. You can also think of life force as love, right? It's just that, and also light. It's that frequency. So when I see blockages of energy, they're usually dark, right? And that's just where the light hasn't illuminated it yet, right? So there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just like, oh, okay, let's bring in the truth here. Okay. So, going back again to the question of why you want to follow your intuition. So, like I said, I've coached so many people and they will like double and triple and quadruple their income because the energy is moving, right? They'll find themselves doing new businesses sometimes that they absolutely love, that is their soul's calling, right? Become authors and speakers, right? Because they're now living their soul's path. So, I'm working with somebody in Australia right now, and she's, high up in corporate. And it's like what she really is passionate about is her soul's calling, right? Which we've actually brought her on the team for because she's so good at it, right? When you're in your soul's energy, you actually you shine. And that energy brings what you want to you. Okay. So the other piece that I'm just so passionate about teaching, wow, as you can tell, is it's your soul calling, right? When you're following your intuition, you're following the path of your soul. So, something that is super, super dear to my soul, which is why I know that I'm here, is as you can see, my company name is Life Force Connection, and I also founded a nonprofit called One Heart Global. So, going through life, sometimes there's not only blockages, but there's things that happen where you're like, man, that was really painful. Like I was thinking last night, I've had one too many heartbreaks, quite literally, right? And what I actually, one of the places I created One Heart Global from, first of all, actually was when I was a child and I started seeing visions of kids. And I followed those visions. I trusted my intuition. And then I also saw myself building a wellness center. And so I followed that. I trusted that, right? And then in my early 30s, I had a heartbreak. And that's when this actual vision of One Heart Global started to come into fruition. And I helped a man get back together with his daughter. And I actually did take action on those visions I was seeing and started flying to other countries. So I want to share with you that vision and that dream that is so very real right now. We've been to Thailand and Bali so far, also Ecuador. I was just there. And that's where we've actually, if you haven't met Michelle and Amber yet, we have teamed up with them and also Krishna and Alyssa Williamson for our One Heart Global team, who have just been just so pivotal in this movement forward. And so, what I want to share is that vision. So here's how it is. And this is probably, I think, 4 years ago I wrote this. So it's be a part of the dream, be the change. We are building an orphanage and building dreams. One Heart Global is an organization dedicated to raise funds for children to have a home of love and safety. Our vision is to build an orphanage/retreat center that supports both children and adults who wish to develop their intuitions, to activate their gifts, and change our world. Our mission is to unite the hearts of humanity with love, to be the change we wish to see in the world, and to shine our inner lights. One Heart represents our ability to love no matter what, to love those who have hurt us, to be the light where love has burned out, to be the change we wish to see in the world. Shine on. So, Christian and I are super excited about the intuitive child that we're actually going to be bringing you on December 15th. So, we have been working on creating a Spanish version. So, not only can you have it in English, you can have it in Spanish. And it's really powerful because, this vision is truly been about and is continuing to expand to teach this concept of intuition to you and to the children, right? And children are watching this to you. And really, deep down, I think we all know that, children have such an innate connection to their intuition already. And it's also the part of us, our inner child knows the truth, right? And we're innately connected. So as we create the space and do these activations, again, you can go to www.theintuitivesuccessclub.com and you'll see the different activations. Click on the intuitive factor, and each of those opens you up. So we do that for kids and the intuitive child too, and it's a different version, but it's so fun and it's so simple. And when kids feel heard and they're acknowledged for what they know, their world starts to open up, right? And they really have the courage to follow their dreams. So we know as we all listen to our intuitions, our world becomes a better place because we're going to be successful. We're going to be following our soul's path, right? And what's so beautiful about the model that came through me is for each person, so each adult that joins the Intuitive Success Club, we donate one to a child at the orphanage in Ecuador. So I was there in sometime in March, and I got to teach this process to the kids live. And we've been funding them for a while now, and we are planning to build a full center there. And, it was amazing to watch, their response and how they would integrate the process and, come up to me and share, how they were shifting. And so we just know that that impact that we have on them is huge. And the impact you have on the world by following your intuition and living your dreams is huge. Like, that's why you're here. So we just support you and want you to be a part of the family in a greater, deeper way of truly taking the process and learning how to apply it into your daily life and breaking through those subconscious blocks. And whether you're wanting to create a business or you have some other passion, right? Just something that just wants to come from within you and then out through you to just be expressed and to share with the world, it naturally just happens, right? I mean, I tell every student it's such an organic process. Like, I usually see the path ahead for you, but I don't know exactly how it's going to be because it's going to come through you. And that's the journey, right? That's the adventure. So again, you could go to theintuitivesuccessclub.com and you'll see the full process there. You can click to schedule an intro session with myself or one of our coaches, or you can also just send us an email to success@lifeforceconnection.com. And on that, you'll actually see the Intuitive Child site. So I believe it's at the top and also the bottom. You can also go to www.theintuitivechild.co. And Alyssa designed this site, and we're just so proud of it because it's just so bold and beautiful and just full of our love. So, again, that's theintuitivechild.co. And you'll learn more about that, right? And again, just reach out to us to talk because we want to get to know your children more. I just spoke with another client's child. She's in her teens now, but she let me know it's like, man, there was already a shift in talking in about 30 minutes, right? Because again, when you start to acknowledge the truth within somebody, they feel like they can be themselves, which is who we all want them to be and us to be, right? It's really giving us permission to shine bright and know that there's truly nothing to be afraid of. So, I got calls going. So I really invite you to tune in to your heart, to absolutely drop into that knowing. Start to listen, to where your intuition is guiding you and check it out. Don't be afraid to jump in at 11. I'm talking to one of my students in Europe, and it's like, I remember she's like, don't be afraid to jump in because when you do, it's almost like you have wings to fly, right? And you're like, wow, it's easier than I thought, right? So, I just really invite you to let it be simple, let it be easy, and just let yourself be guided by that place that just knows the answer and is just waiting for you to open to the gift of you. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye.